Brilliant MBA candidacies are not edited, they're built. They're built over time. And if you have landed on this channel 12 or more months before your application to Harvard, Stanford, or Wharton, you're in the right place, because today I'm going to tell you the things that you need to do over the next 12 months to strengthen your candidacy for these programs. Hi, welcome back to the channel. I'm Angela, the founder of MBA Protocol, where we help humble overachievers just like you, coming from all kinds of backgrounds, from consulting, private equity, and various non-traditional backgrounds, get into top 15 and M7 MBA programs with scholarships to power huge, inspiring pivots in their career. And this is the place you absolutely have to start, because Harvard, Stanford, and Wharton know that they are rocket fuel for career pivots. They're looking for signal that they can amplify throughout your career with their resources. They want to allocate seats in their program to people who are going to take what they give them and fly and go really, really far. That means that your career trajectory has to pivot, whether you're going to change industries, functions, geographies, or just your leadership profile. If the MBA isn't changing something major in your life, you don't belong there. And these schools know that. So you need to start with an understanding of your pivot. In my last video, I talked about the 3 hidden filters that especially schools like Harvard and Stanford are looking for in their applicants. And that is the place you want to start to understand how to get into these programs. So check out that video if you haven't already. Now I'm going to give you a quarter-by-quarter plan to build up your candidacy along the 3 dimensions I talked about: trajectory, self-awareness, and brand bettability. Here's my quarter-by-quarter layout of what you want to do to get ready for these top schools in an application next year. Month 1 through 3. The first thing you need to engage in is brutal self-honesty. You need to get really clear with yourself about your trajectory to date and where you want to go. Really think about the direction you're headed. What are the problems that you want to work on? What do you want your life to look like? What do you want your day-to-day to entail as a post-MBA leader in the industry, function, and geography that you're targeting? You need to think about all of those things today, and you can't be vague. You have to really think in terms of specifics. So here's a couple of quick exercises you can do this month to clarify. Sketch out your dream life 5 years from now. What does a day or week in your life actually look like? What problems are you solving? Who are you talking to? How are you going about your week? You might even try to sketch out 2 or 3 or 4 different dream lives. That will help you distill what among these envisioned scenarios is actually really important to you, and what are just details that you're able to imagine now, but that may not actually be important to the big picture in the long run. Second thing you can do is talk to the people who know you. Ask them these questions. Where do you see me making an impact in my career? If I were going to be the best leader I could be, what would that look like in your mind? What are the problems that you continually see me drawn to solve that I could amplify to build a career of leadership in the long run? Do this initial research these 3 months to amplify your self-awareness. The best applications rest on self-knowledge. So start here. If you are applying in 12 months' time, then you belong in the MBA Momentum Club. You can join for free at this link on the screen. You'll be in a community with me, the other MBA Protocol coaches, and a whole bunch of inspiring peers who are trying to answer these same questions about themselves as they prepare to apply to business school this round and beyond. It's totally free to join. It's full of amazing resources. Check it out. Once you begin to answer these questions, it's going to lead you to the next set of questions, which is what you're going to focus on in the second 3 months, the second quarter of the next year. And that is, what does my trajectory to date look like? Where do I have proof that I can achieve this vision that I've laid out for myself? Where do I need to strengthen my profile? And most importantly, where can I build my 1 or 2 spikes? If you've been on this channel for a while, you may already know what a spike is. It's that aspect of your candidacy, of your professional career, of your leadership profile, of your values. It's the aspect of you that is differentiated against everyone else. It's one of your greatest strengths. It's the thing that you can be counted on in any room, in any project, in any team. It's what you bring that's like your special sauce. And it's not general, it's not a lot of fluff, and it's not 20 different things. It's one or two max, clearly differentiated pillars of achievement that define who you are and the mark that you're already making and the mark that you are going to make. You want to get really clear what your spike is. The conversations that you had in the first quarter will help lead you to this. Another good thing to do this quarter, or even in the first one, is to ask, what are my spikes? To help your manager, your teammates, your colleagues differentiate what makes you you. What makes you special? What makes you a value-added member of the team? Define what that is and then go all in on that in the next 9 months. Do stretch projects, seek new leadership opportunities, expand on that spike outside of work through your extracurricular involvement or through community service. Launch something new. So let's say your spike is articulating complex issues in a simple and clear way. How can you do that more at work? Can you develop a training program? Can you build knowledge material? Can you publish articles? How can you do that more in your personal life, in your community life, in your extracurricular life? Build on what's already amazing and strong about you and make it so that it's an undeniable spike by the time you apply 9 months from this exercise. You may already have a good idea of what your spike is, and if you do, I would love to hear it. Leave me a comment and let me know what you think your career spike is to date so I can put some love on it. By the way, this is also the best time to lock in your test score. Pick the test you're going to focus on. My recommendation is you pick the GRE. If you want to know why, watch this video right here. Plan your study process, execute it. Take your first test, take your second test, take your third test, get the score to where you want it to be so that when Q4 comes around, you can move into application build mode and not still be worrying about the test. Months 7 through 9 are all about getting to know the school and getting to know people on campus. You don't have to know 100 people at Harvard to be able to get in. But consider, how would you go about getting a job? If you were going to join a new company and a new team, you'd almost certainly want to talk to some people who work at that company before you enter the job. This allows you to understand the culture, the values, the style of communication, and how people treat each other. It helps you understand how you're going to fit in to this environment and what your strategy needs to be to fit well into that culture. This is just being a good adult professional. Business school is no different. They want you to network and get to know people at the program so that you have an in-the-bones understanding of what that school's culture is like and that you belong there so that you can not only survive that program, but that you can also make your mark while you're there. So don't spam people. Don't send 100 LinkedIn messages. 2 or 3 targeted, rich conversations with your network are going to make a difference. Now's the time to build those relationships. Now we're moving into the last quarter before you apply, and it's time to start shifting into application build mode. Now and only now, in the 3 months prior to the application submission deadline, do you actually want to begin building the collateral of your application? Because what you're doing here is showing and interpreting and expressing the trajectory that you've been on all this time, including right up to the time that you hit submit. So now's the time to build your resume. And I mean, build it, rebuild it, tear it down and start over. A subject for an entirely other video. Get your recommenders lined up and get them working on their job. Think through your essays and work on the data forms. So this is the place where all the hard work of your career to date pays off when you put it all together in your applicant package. Your goal here is to show schools the best of who you are, who you've been, and the journey that you've taken to get to where you are, as well as the path going forward that you see for yourself. You don't need to be perfect to aim high. You just need to be intentional. If you want help actually mapping out your 12-month plan and building a portfolio of schools that fits your reality, you can request a call to talk to me anytime. Here's the link. You know what to do. If you found this video helpful, I'd really appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I will see you next week with more great MBA content. If you like this video, you might also like this one, which talks about who's actually competitive at Harvard and Stanford. and brand bankability. Brand bettability.